What if one careless comment had the power to shake the richest man in the world to his core? That's exactly what happened when Elon Musk, in the middle of a podcast rant, dropped a cryptic remark about Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos' longtime partner. On the surface, it sounded like another one of Musk's offhand jabs. But this time, the fallout was different. Within hours, rumors exploded, headlines screamed, and whispers of betrayal, hidden secrets, and billion-dollar consequences began circling. This wasn't just a rivalry anymore. This was personal. And as the dust settled, one thing became clear. Musk's slip may have set off a chain reaction that Bezos and Sanchez could never undo. The cryptic slip had started innocently enough, or at least that's how it looked at first. Elon Musk, never one to bite his tongue, was trading jabs on a podcast when he dropped a name that changed everything: Lauren Sanchez. He didn't spell it out. He didn't have to. The way he said it, with that knowing grin and the pause that followed, left the internet buzzing. Musk didn't need to give details. He just had to plant the seed. And once he did, it grew fast. Was he hinting at a secret? Was he suggesting he knew something about Jeff Bezos' partner that the rest of the world didn't? Within minutes, the clip was clipped, posted, and replayed across social media. Fans dissected every word, every smirk, every pause. To most people, it looked like Musk was trolling as usual.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself. Offer me power. I don't care.
But this time it hit different, because Bezos wasn't just Musk's business rival. He was the man whose personal life had already been the subject of tabloid chaos, and Musk had just thrown gasoline on that fire. The cryptic slip didn't fade. It went viral. And as the internet devoured it, Bezos found himself caught in a storm he couldn't ignore. Bezos caught off guard for Jeff Bezos. The moment wasn't just uncomfortable. It was humiliating. Imagine being one of the most powerful men alive, only to realize your rival had dragged your private life into the spotlight with a single smirk. Sources close to Bezos say he was blindsided. He wasn't expecting Sanchez's name to become a weapon in Musk's arsenal. His focus had been on rockets, investments, and keeping Amazon's image polished. Suddenly, all of that was overshadowed by whispers he couldn't control. Behind the scenes, Bezos scrambled. Damage control teams went into overdrive, monitoring headlines and trying to get ahead of the speculation. But there was a problem. Nobody knew exactly what Musk was hinting at. And in the absence of facts, the rumors only grew louder. For a man obsessed with control, it was the ultimate nightmare. Bezos wasn't fighting an enemy he could predict or outspend. He was fighting shadows, hints, insinuations, and the internet's hunger for drama. And while he tried to keep his composure in public, those closest to him could see it. The slip had struck a nerve. Musk had found the crack in Bezos' armor, and he was prying it wide open. Rumors resurfaced the moment Elon Musk uttered Lauren Sanchez's name. The internet didn't just react, it went digging. Old stories that had been buried for years suddenly resurfaced, gaining new life in the glare of Musk's spotlight. Tabloids dusted off headlines about Sanchez's controversial career moves, her sudden exits from high-profile jobs, and whispers of relationships that blurred the lines between business and personal gain. What had once been dismissed as idle gossip now felt like potential clues in a much larger mystery. Forums filled with speculation. Some users claimed Sanchez had long cultivated powerful connections in Hollywood and Silicon Valley, positioning herself as more than just a glamorous TV personality. Others suggested her rise into Bezos' inner circle wasn't purely romantic, but strategic. The paparazzi photos didn't help. Perfectly staged yacht pictures, red carpet appearances, and leaked private moments suddenly looked different under Musk's cryptic hint. What once seemed like harmless celebrity exposure now appeared calculated like a performance designed to send a message. And the rumors kept piling up. Accusations of secret business dealings, alleged ties to influential figures in politics and finance, questionable friendships that had slipped under the radar until now. Every blog, every gossip site, every news outlet rushed to add fuel to the fire, each one digging a little deeper than the last. For Jeff Bezos, the timing couldn't have been worse. He wasn't just dealing with Elon Musk's jab. He was now watching his wife's past unravel in real time, piece by piece, while the world watched and judged. But the internet wasn't done, because behind the speculation, there was one question on everyone's mind. If these old rumors had even a hint of truth, how much of Lauren Sanchez's past did Jeff Bezos really know? Section 4: the rivalry factor. To understand why Musk's jab landed so hard, you have to look at the bigger picture: the rivalry. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk aren't just competitors in the marketplace. They're enemies in a personal, almost obsessive feud. For years, Musk has mocked Bezos as copycat Jeff, ridiculed Blue Origin's rocket designs, and dismissed him as a businessman playing astronaut. Bezos, on the other hand, has tried to maintain composure, branding himself as the steady hand while painting Musk as reckless. But beneath the surface, Musk knew how to strike where it hurt. Bezos had the money, the companies, and the prestige. But Musk had the power of unpredictability, the ability to turn a single sentence into a global headline. And this time, he'd aimed it directly at Lauren Sanchez. It wasn't just about rockets anymore. It wasn't about Mars versus the moon. It was about pride, image, and humiliation. By dragging Sanchez into the feud, Musk had crossed a line, and Bezos knew it. For Bezos, the jab wasn't just personal. It was strategic warfare. And the worst part? Musk didn't have to prove anything. He just had to keep the world guessing. Bezos confronts Sanchez as the headlines piled up and speculation spun out of control. Jeff Bezos couldn't sit in silence any longer. For a man known for patience and calculation, his breaking point came fast. Insiders say that within hours of Musk's remark going viral, Bezos turned his fury inward toward Lauren Sanchez. Behind the polished walls of their Beverly Hills mansion, a confrontation erupted. Bezos demanded answers. He wanted to know why her name, of all names, had just become the centerpiece of Musk's latest attack. He wanted to know what she had hidden, what she had never told him, and why Elon Musk seemed to know something he didn't. Witnesses described the exchange as tense and raw. Bezos, normally calm and measured even in corporate crisis meetings, was visibly shaken. He pressed Sanchez, pacing, his voice sharp, his questions relentless. For the first time, it wasn't about Amazon, Blue Origin, or global contracts. It was about betrayal, not from an enemy, but from the woman he trusted most. Sanchez pushed back, insisting the rumors were just that, rumors. She dismissed Musk's words as reckless trolling, the kind of chaos he's built his entire persona around. But Bezos wasn't convinced. To him, the sudden explosion of stories felt too coordinated, too specific. He couldn't shake the feeling that Musk had pulled a thread tied to something very real. What made the moment even more painful was the silence between answers. Sanchez didn't offer quick, confident denials. Instead, she hesitated, choosing her words carefully. To Bezos, every pause felt like confirmation. And in that silence, his imagination ran wild, filling in gaps with the darkest possibilities. For a man used to having total control, the conversation was devastating. Bezos wasn't just confronting Sanchez, he was confronting the possibility that his marriage, his image, and even his legacy had been built on secrets he was never meant to discover. And while the public only saw memes and trending hashtags, behind closed doors, Jeff Bezos' world was cracking. The media frenzy. If Jeff Bezos thought the storm could be contained inside his mansion's walls, he was wrong. The moment whispers of his confrontation with Lauren Sanchez leaked, the media machine went into overdrive. Within hours, tabloid covers screamed with headlines. News anchors speculated on what might have been said behind closed doors, while late-night hosts turned Musk's cryptic jab into viral punchlines. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok lit up with endless theories, each more outrageous than the last. Some claimed Sanchez was hiding a double life. Others spun wild stories about shadowy alliances and secret tapes waiting to be revealed. Every grainy paparazzi photo, every half-forgotten interview clip was reuploaded, reanalyzed, and reframed as evidence. The frenzy wasn't about finding the truth anymore, it was about who could tell the most dramatic version of it. And the pressure on Bezos was suffocating. For a man who had always tried to control his public image,
always going to be cameras on.
Of course.
Because she harbor they pull into in that yacht, that there are always going to be cameras on.
Watching it slip through his fingers was unbearable. Every boardroom, every investor call, every public appearance became tainted with questions that had nothing to do with rockets or retail. Instead, they all circled back to Lauren. But the media wasn't satisfied with just dragging Sanchez into the spotlight. They began drawing lines between her past and Bezos' fortune, suggesting this wasn't just marital drama, it was a billion-dollar liability. Suddenly, Bezos's personal life wasn't private anymore. It was headline news, and worse, it was entertainment. And in the middle of it all, one terrifying thought loomed over both Bezos and Sanchez. If Musk had more information, if he wasn't just trolling but holding back something bigger than the frenzy, had only just begun. Secret safe amid the chaos. A darker rumor began to spread, one that made the media frenzy look like child's play. Whispers claimed Lauren Sanchez wasn't just guarding her reputation. She was guarding something far more dangerous, a collection of secrets locked away like a weapon. Stories swirled that Sanchez had kept files, photos, and private exchanges not just about her past, but about Bezos himself. Some even claimed she had a safe, both literal and digital, filled with information powerful enough to shake boardrooms and ruin legacies. If true, it wasn't just a celebrity scandal anymore. It was blackmail material, hidden in plain sight. Insiders whispered that this wasn't paranoia. Bezos had reportedly confronted Sanchez more than once about what she might be keeping, but each time, her answers left him uneasy. She neither confirmed nor denied it, choosing instead to dodge the question, a move that only fueled suspicion. Online sleuths pounced. Threads speculated endlessly. Did Sanchez have compromising emails? Unreleased footage? Financial documents that tied Bezos to deals the public was never supposed to see? Nobody knew for certain, but the idea of a secret safe became its own wildfire, spreading across social media like fact. And the timing was brutal. With Elon Musk stoking the flames of rivalry, the possibility that Sanchez held something explosive meant Bezos was standing on a ticking time bomb. One wrong move, one leak, and his carefully built empire could crumble overnight. The question wasn't just what Lauren Sanchez was hiding. It was why and who she might be planning to use it against. The fallout when the whispers about Lauren Sanchez's secret safe hit the mainstream. The story stopped being just celebrity gossip. It became a global spectacle. Investors, journalists, and even political commentators weighed in, each treating the scandal like the next chapter of a real-life thriller. For Jeff Bezos, the fallout was brutal. Board members and business partners began questioning whether his personal life could spill into Amazon and Blue Origin. Rumors of distraction and vulnerability made headlines on Wall Street. Suddenly, this wasn't just about his marriage, it was about billions of dollars, stockholder confidence, and the future of his empire. Meanwhile, Sanchez became a lightning rod for speculation. Was she protecting Bezos? Or was she protecting herself? Some reports painted her as the victim of a smear campaign. Others suggested she was playing the long game, holding leverage in case her marriage imploded. Every photo of her leaving the house, every glance captured by paparazzi, was dissected like evidence in a courtroom. And then came the bombshell, rumors of a looming divorce, with numbers being thrown around in the billions. Commentators didn't ask if it would happen, they asked when. Suddenly, Sanchez wasn't just Jeff Bezos' partner. She was positioned as the woman who could walk away with one of the biggest settlements in history. For Bezos, the humiliation cut deep. The rivalry with Elon Musk had already made him a meme, but now the betrayal, the rumors, and the potential loss of fortune had turned him into the centerpiece of a global soap opera. What started as one cryptic remark had spiraled into a full-blown crisis, one that threatened not just his reputation, but his entire legacy. And yet, in the middle of the wreckage, one question remained unanswered. What exactly was in that safe, and who would be the first to open it? And just like that, a single cryptic remark spiraled into one of the most explosive scandals in billionaire history. Elon Musk didn't just stir the pot, he may have exposed cracks in Jeff Bezos' empire that can never be repaired. From resurfaced rumors to whispers of a secret safe and the looming threat of a record-shattering divorce, the fallout has already rewritten the narrative of Bezos and Sanchez's story. But here's the thing, none of us really know how deep this rabbit hole goes. Is Sanchez truly guarding secrets powerful enough to shake the richest man in the world? Or has Elon Musk simply mastered the art of chaos, planting just enough doubt to watch his greatest rival crumble in the spotlight? One thing is certain, the battle between Musk, Bezos, and Sanchez is far from over. And if history has taught us anything, it's that in the world of billionaires, the truth is often stranger and darker than the rumors. So, what do you think? Is Sanchez holding the keys to Bezos' downfall, or is this all just another Musk-fueled spectacle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments because this story is only getting started.